Hello everyone, this is Mingjong. Welcome to today's market analysis for the S&P 500 E-minutes futures test for the session on 6th of July. In this video, I am going to show you the market recap from the last session, which was Thursday last week, plus a trade review that I did in the M3 time frame, which I will cover the entry, exits, and the rationale behind. And that trade actually happened during the US session based on a reversal from the overbought channel and also the swing high resistance. Going forward, I will definitely cover the bias, the key levels to pay attention to, and also the potential setup for the session later. Alright, so let's just get started. As we can see in this daily chart for the S&P 500, last Thursday, 2nd of July, this day was another bullish day. We can see that it actually tested and reached the first immediate target at a swing high level at 3156 here. So you can see that had some kind of the rejection tail, and people were taking profits to avoid the long weekend. And apart from that, another thing that stands out to me is this rally up here. So this is some kind of the best rally that we have ever seen for some time since this change of character here, and subsequently we are entering into this kind of like a trading range here. A little bit of the supply on this 2-bar here. We can see that supply has been picking up on this bar here and also this day, but it didn't really have any kind of the follow through to the downside. In fact, it's merely a test of the lower level, somewhere around there. It didn't actually go all the way down to the 2930. It just touched around 3000 psychological level, and subsequently we see a reversal and actually have a very good rally up, and with this consistent demand here. So I think overall is still very bullish. If we look at slightly smaller time frame like H4 here, you can see that there are even more clues of this kind of the reversal from the low level here, because out of this range here we have some kind of the reaction down, but eventually we see this kind of the shortening of the truss plus a best rally up here. So definitely this is breaking out and reversal to the upside, and we can see that it eventually had tested this swing high here, which I mentioned in my video on I think last Thursday. The immediate target was at the swing high here. So it actually reached there and have kind of the reaction down. And overall, on last Friday, the volume was very thin because it was a public holiday. Anyway, currently I think it's breaking out of this swing high. So overall, it's still looking very bullish. I will elaborate a bit more on the later part of the video. But before I do that, let me go to H1 time frame, and I will just elaborate a bit more and also do a trade review that I did on the last Thursday US session. So you can see that on this H1 chart here, this rally from the bottom part here actually was very nice, and the volatility is relatively low. Have an upswing followed by mild reaction, upswing, mild reaction, upswing, mild reaction, and this upswing a little bit of the climatic run, and we have some kind of the profit taking activity on this bar here, and also this I think is the last hour bar as reflected in the volume signature as well. But apart from that, overall is not that threatening, because you can see that we didn't really have any kind of the follow through to the downside. In fact, it's just a kind of like a spring type action and eventually reverse and followed by this strong rally up. Alright, so let me get down to the entry time frame for the trade review. So it was kind of a nice trade, I would say, because it actually happened with quite a lot of the alignments that I anticipated. Alright, so here we are. So this is the M3 time frame. You can see that I have already kind of like marked up on the chart already. So I think on the last Thursday I do talk about potential long entry based on the localized smaller structure if there is a potential long opportunities, but I didn't really find any because of the time zone, and also the trade actually happened to rally up to the swing high level at 3156 already at the market open, because I think this was volume spike at around 8:30 here. I think if I remember correctly, it was a non-farm payroll on the Thursday, and yeah, it's kind of like a weird because it's not on the usual Friday. But anyway, this is an NFP, and followed by channel up channel here, and at a US opening session here we have a continue to the upside, and eventually we hit the swing high here 3156. As you can see, I have marked up with this pink line here, and just right after touching this resistance here, the swing high resistance from the previous high, you can see that we have a reaction down. So this trade actually happened at here. So why I took that short entry? Simply because first of all, we had hit the resistance level here, so already tested the resistance level. Second, we have run into the channel overbought here. You can see that we are in a kind of like a up channel, the little channel here, and we run into this overbought, and especially this bar here. You can see that the bar where you actually penetrate through this up channel with some kind of the rejection tail, and also increasing of the volume here. So it suggested some supply actually come in, and that actually happened at this resistance level at 3156, and subsequently I just trade on this reversal here. So just right after the close of this bar here, I entered a short trade. We have seen that the volume actually looks quite nice. We've seen some kind of the volume pickup here. I think that's on this bar as well. We have seen the continuation to the downside, and followed by a weak rally up here, and eventually you can see that the supply actually picking up here, and just right after the break of this up channel at this bar, we can see the supply spike as well. So overall we see right after this channel overbought, together with the testing of this swing high resistance, and followed by a continuation to the downside after this reversal happened here. So I think this is quite a nice short entry, and trade it down to this is the exit level. So it's pretty much a target at the origin of this demand zone here. So this is the where the demand spike, and this is the NFP bar here. So I just exited somewhere around there, and overall it's a very profitable trade. I think it's above RR of 2, reward to risk ratio above 2. And we can see that subsequently I didn't really have any kind of the trade, so this was the only trade that I had. Yeah, in the later part of the day we had seen another sell off, but that really is too late for me. If you were around and in front of the screen, then probably you can take this kind of the trade depending on your setup here. There's a localized breakdown followed by a test, and eventually have a sell down here. Alright, so this is the end of the trade review, Let me get down to the current time frame and to find out what's happening now. Okay, overall I think we are still within this big range here, which I mentioned several times already. You can see that I have marked up this range in this orange horizontal line here. So pretty much I think we are on the way to test this swing high at 3230, somewhere around there. But first of all, I think the immediate resistance level is definitely at 3180. I've marked up here. You can see that this is kind of like the axis line. This is about 3180. So if you can just commit above 3180, I think chances are we are likely to see a test of the swing high at 3230. So that's the swing high resistance. But overall, I think we might still stuck within this big range, 3230 to around 2930 or 2925. This is change of the character, and I think we are somewhere around phase B, because this part here plus the rally up thing still belongs to phase B. If that's the case, then likely that we'll see this kind of the action to test of the prior swing high, and maybe it will become a uptrust section, create some kind of uptrust, and then followed by a pullback. But maybe we'll take some more time to spend within this horizontal trading range between the 2925 to around 3230, something like this. Let me pull this out again. Maybe create an uptrust followed by a pullback and continue to travel around until it settles down on the volume and also the volatility before it's ready to break out and challenge to, I think it's an all-time high. So that's my view for the S&P 500 going forward. But for the immediate bias for day trading, definitely I am bullish for today in terms of day trading, because I think pretty much we have a very strong rally up in the Tokyo Asian session, followed by currently I think some horizontal consolidation during the European London session. But I think we were likely to see a test of the immediate level at 3180 here. So okay, let me zoom out a little bit here. Okay, so you can see that currently we have this kind of the big and strong rally up during the Asian session, and a bit of the horizontal consolidation, and likely we will see a test of this 3180. So I think the upside is still there, because we still have a little bit more room to go at the 3230 level. But back to the day trading bias, definitely for today's is up, and for long term definitely is still up, because we are pretty much is in a trading range within a very strong uptrend. And for the immediate resistance level, I have already mentioned 3180, and also the swing high level at 3230. So definitely this is the immediate resistance 3180 here, and also the swing high level at 3230, so immediate resistance level. And for the immediate support level, I'm actually looking for this little small level here, that 3156, that is the swing high level here. So we have a few touch here, so this is a second touch, that's the first touch here, and likely that if we can see some kind of the pullback, have a test of this and have a reversal up, then this could become quite a nice long entry to ride the trend up to at least 3180. Yeah, so this is pretty much the setup for the long bias. And another potential scenario that I anticipated or I'm looking at is probably a reaction from the 3180 level. So that's to trade to the short side as a reversal trade. Maybe you can do something like that, have some kind of the rejection down, and we can trade it down a bit. But that's definitely a counter trend trade. So we need to have some kind of the good setup to enter this kind of the counter trend trade. Alright, so I think talk about the bias for day trading for long term, definitely still up. For key levels, I mentioned about the immediate resistance and support level. And for the potential setup, definitely I'm still prone to the long entry to test around this 3156 level and have a kind of the reversal up. But anyway, I think either side can be traded as well, as long as there is a good setup. And if we can just take a higher time frame view, you can see that for the long term, definitely we are still within this very strong uptrend and currently in a trading range. So this is an uptrend, and after this change of character, then definitely we are still within this trading range. But another possible scenario is can have a straight breakout followed by a pullback and it's ready to go to test the all-time high. That's possible as well. And another thing that I pay attention to is definitely this Nasdaq, because you can see that Nasdaq is currently the strongest market. Oops, sorry. Okay, let's take a look at the Nasdaq. So you can see that it's currently is at an all-time high, but we are very close to the channel overbought here. So last time we had a channel overbought, we have a change of character bar here, and that's the second time. Then we have another reaction down, and currently we're very near to the overbought channel. So let's see what happened here, whether you will have a reaction or maybe just kindly like consolidate horizontally or have another reaction just like previously. Then we'll have to see, and from there we can maybe take some clues, and you can see how S&P 500 will follow the footpath of Nasdaq. Alright, so this is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it and get something out from the video. And if you like the video, just click like and also hover to my name or my picture to follow me. And do remember to subscribe to my video channel so that you get instant notification of my future videos. So as usual, if you have any kind of comments, suggestions or trade ideas you would like to share with me, feel free to comment it below. I will definitely reply to you. Alright, thanks for watching and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.